Hi all. I have not started yet. I'm checking out what's going on here, and does it working or not? Okay, it works. I'm here. Perfect. So, hi all. I'm Dmitry. Uh, I'm a 3D sculptor, restorer, and this is one of my work. You could see it on ZBrush Central. So people asking me to make courses, explain some how to sculpt such a intricate design in ZBrush, how does it work, but it was hard for me to find the time, and I've never done before any lessons. So today this is the first translation, just to test out how does it work, will it be interesting to anybody, etc. So but we will start not from this not from this intricate design, of course. I will start from something simpler. It is just my everyday routine. So what's going on? It's a very good program, but it doesn't work now with my Wacom. I don't know why. So wait a moment, please. What's going on? Why? I'm sorry. Nothing worked. What's going on? I don't know now. I don't know what's going on. It worked always, but not now. Okay. Oh, it works. Perfect. So let's start. Open up the last what I've done. So what's going on here? So this is my work, and it is not exactly mine. It is a drawings what were made by an architect. It was kind of kit-bashed, so compiled from different items from different libraries, and so what we are do now with architect, we are trying to make it more of actual scale. So we will not change the architecture, but we are looking for the right scale for this particular facade. So we already have done this rosette on the left, and the scale of this console isn't compatible. You see here, this is the main problem with when we collect something from different libraries from everywhere in the internet. So you see here the leaves just of different character, and of the leaves are just of a different character, and the scale, etc. And because of, probably those examples were made from maybe smaller detail, maybe it was from the bigger building, but for this particular building, if the scale of, so it should be more subtle and more saturated and kind of more like generally. So the task for the today not to create so back here. Before we will start to do such a sophisticated design, it is useful to understand how the accounts work at all. So this is a free program, by the way. You could use it easily without payment, so yeah, but very useful. So why it is okay, why it is great, is mostly because of its ability to create to draw simultaneously left and right. So it is kind of easy because of it is extremely important. When you draw something, never draw left part then right part. Always draw simultaneously, because so you will see the entire shape. You see not just the line, but how the line works together, what the shape they form together, kind of this. So let's see what's going on with our previous canvas. It isn't bad, by the way. If you have a look in the internet, the advices to how draw a canvas, you will meet something like this one, pretty close at least. So, but we wanted to be more, as I said, more nuanced, more detailed, and plus I want to separate the volumes because of it. Although I said it is small building, but it is relatively far on the top. And so let's start from the proportions. So what the basic of the canvas. So the overall shape here is pretty good and pretty well. So it is kind of the shape what is. Okay, I like the place where we could find this initial started, how to call it, I know we call it ice in Russian if we just translate it from Russia. So if we have a look on the proportions, so here those are practically on the same distance. You see here. So this is the basic for canvas. Those lines, they are practically on the same level. So let's do it on another layer, and you will see how does it work. So if we shift, or maybe shift this, so you see it is practically the same. So it is very well designed. The initial we have here canvas designed very well. So what further? Those lines, the leaves inside. It is very important for canvas. Not only the leaves, and moreover, not the leaves are important. The leaves are important, but important the structure. Okay, where is my symmetry? The structure. So if we have a look here on the, so we do some repetitive so the repetitive lines. So the lines repeat each other. They create some rhythm. The rhythm is very important here. So we not just never draw leaf by leaf, because of what the ornament distinct from anything else. It is tightly linked with each other. So for example, again, let's have another layer. So here the ends of the leaf they are again on the same level. If you have a look on the almost every lessons about how to draw classical acanthus, you will notice that yes, those are divided by the rhythm, the same rhythm, so the same rhythm, the repetitiveness of this. So let's have a look further. So, and here we have opposite, and this is very important that at every level you draw, it should be beautiful. So, for example, it is kind of Art Deco right now. Yeah, we something like, oh, okay. So because of it linked to each other, because of its has similar proportion, it is already beautiful. Though it doesn't look like acanthus at all, but it gives us to the eye the connection and link the connection inside of this those lines interwoven with each other creates some kind of I would say framework for eyes. So it is important for but oh, so let's do it slightly less active, less active, just so it was just a first attempt to understand the proportion, and I'm started, as I said, from the central part of this acanthus, not from the leaf. And I see the contours already. The contour is important, and the direction of leaf. So it is much more important to us to find the structure, to define the structure, than anything else. So we have here kind of that. So this is the structure, this is the inner structure, this is what makes the acanthus works. Well, this is what made it actually beautiful. Also, it is important, as I said, for us to keep the scale of this rosette, but because of this is a different elements and a different position, it is important for this acanthus to give a bit more space inside of it. So this is why I do here you see those eyes smaller, here I do bigger. This is partly what I'm trying to do right now, to give a bit more space, to find out the proportion where the space will work better. So now, okay, so now it is time to draw the main contour of the leaf. So I could change for more brighter, and so as you see, I keep the direction of those previous lines, okay, and it is important that although we do not have now those lines, this line anyway work, and we always keep the connection of each element in the elements in the acanthus interwoven, interconnected each other. So this is practically all. So we almost have this done. Okay, and I'm almost sure that we will have this above the volutes, this head of acanthus above the volutes. So what else is important? Okay, let's have a look here. Okay, so this is our new acanthus. It is slightly different from what we had before, and as I said, I probably even need more space here. So let's make it a bit less active, and this one, so forget about the initial one. So this is what we've got. But so far it is pretty close to what I actually want, but if we have a look here, so we should keep the proportion. Okay, so this is temporary switch of the symmetry. So sorry, put it here, rotate. So you see it is almost of the same size. Okay, therefore what we will do probably is we have to do here another step. I don't know how to call it, and then here probably again another one. Oops. So here we have step like here, like this one, and we are getting closer to the to the initial idea. So I want a bit more space here, that's why I'm emphasizing this part. So here we are the same, so we do small step, then this leaf, and then here again, and so we have here again, and that's pretty almost what I want, but not as detailed at the moment as probably both of. Yeah, so something like this. So a bit more separation I have here. So let's hide this one. So yeah, let's always zoom in and zoom out to see how does it work in general. It is very important because of if it is actually will be on the top somewhere in 5 meters, you will see only the biggest accents, and it is important to have as details parts, and plus to them have a less accentuated parts, which so bigger accent. So always have a bigger accent and smaller accent in your canvas, in your work. So in general, I'm happy with the result of as the sketch. It is not bad. And if we compare it to this one, so it is this one a bit more awkward. You will notice that here we do not have this how it say, so those elements, there's no repetitiveness, there's no, so it kind of no interwoven in the account. But here we have this, and again if we have here look at any lines, they are strongly repetitive, they are strongly interconnected, so the overall shape, the dynamic should be somehow support the movement. So next step for the canvas is to make it to draw it with a smaller brush. Yeah, because of we need more details here. So what is important now is the shape of each leaf. leaves we have here, each leaves we have only not that layer. So here the average shape. So and this important that we have here. I should make it also smaller. But the average idea is when we draw we create we use the angle. So never draw something like that. Human eyes do not see, could not distinguish the smooth line. There should be some, don't know, probably there should be a name for that, but it is much more understandable for human eye that when there are some angles, smooth angles, but some broken lines. So because of this broken line, we see the direction. We see here the arrow which pointed that direction. And each leaf, if you have a look at my stroke here, although they are mess, but you see that I'm always repeatedly create those angles which will define our movement, the movement of the contours. So kind of you could imagine that if you have a line and a central line, and those perpendicular lines just emphasizes the movement of the flow, or emphasize the flow. So when we draw here this part, for example, we should emphasize here. So this one and that one, they are in juxtaposition, and you should always keep in mind the entire flow of the leaf. So for example, here we lost a bit, so maybe it will be better to emphasize here. So we have emphasized leaf here, and as I said already, so we have this one, so here the same, here the smaller one there as well. So now, so you will learn this finally when you do this not once, not twice. You will learn how to. So it's the same here. So we have the direction and the direction again. So we emphasize here the direction by using broken line, not smooth line, but the line slightly broken. Here we have the same. So moving here down, and this one as well is important for us. If you have a look at the entire picture, you will notice that this place is a bit empty compared to others. So there is a reason to create something more detailed here. This is why I think I will move slightly deeper here to have a details on this level. So to have a more details on this level. So further on, so what we do, so we just repeat here the same as you remember. It is relatively same directions. This is kind of, it's bigger because we do go down to the base of the acanthus. So here again do not forget about this. So this line, so this line is important if we want to have here some rotation. So we again move here the same relatively. So kind of and here again, so, and again here. It is important to draw now these lines because of we are going further move in the detailization of the leaf, so we will not see the entire picture. When you draw on the screen, it is extremely hard to see the entire pictures. Often you lost your connection with when you draw on the big paper, you know move back and forward, but when you zoom something like this, it is harder to keep track on the proportion of the whole proportion. So this is why it is important to not just have those mass of beautiful lines as I did before, but to draw the actual structure, to emphasize it, because of when we zoom closer we will not have be able to draw those, to see to control the entire flow. So now back here, so I will not do the very detailed drawing because it is just a sketch for interior design, for architect, sorry, just a sketch for architect. Okay, size of brush, so I should keep it fast but beautiful. This is the goal, so keep it done fast but so Acanthus practically as fractal. So if we have a leaf, we could just add the cuttings here, cutting here, cutting, and because of those cuttings, we will have. So as I said, it is in the ornament. It is important to have everything interwoven, so everything connected. So we not just draw this line. So this line is prolongation of the our line, our acanthus movement, the flow of the acanthus. So I do not need those lines. They will be in the volume, and they are not in the contour, but it is anyway important to keep in mind what will be further on here. So then this one, so okay, on the top I have chosen to make that one, so probably because of this we will now have something like this one, because of what kind of here more vertical. So now we kind of that. So here is everything understandable. I lost the accent here. It is, by the way, possible that when you start to detail your leaf, you lost the accent which was before, when the leaf was more solid. So okay, here we go. Here we go. So again, a bit here. You may notice that I do cuttings not on the broken line. I do create here kind of another one. Okay, so okay, so here we go. The same. Remember the line. Remember the line which will be here. later in the volume. So here we have again our leaf. How deep? Here, yeah, okay. So because of we started to do uh, detalization. Here you could see that this place, from looking from not so much now, but it could became a bit empty. You see here the zone, it is like kind of pretty empty. So many details here, so many details here, and so not so many here. So this because of this I am cutting leaf deep to get closer here, and then we will create the more volume here and more saturated. Here we will not see here a lot of empty space, just because of later on when we start to draw it in the volume, we will see. So here this is the cross section of this one, will be kind of this. So it is very deep carving with a strong accent, and this accent will give here saturation in the base of the leaf. So because otherwise, if we probably maybe will be better to redraw this leaf even a bit higher. Maybe by the way, maybe we need this accent here to create additional, yeah. So here we go. It is almost done. So here we use the same. So we draw. Oops. We draw again. So again, this broken line is here. This one belongs to this part of the leaf, not the top of the leaf, but this part of the leaf. So how deep I'm carrying kind of this. Okay, so here we go. Okay, again, this is the corner, so don't forget where is this. So here again, and we create this line. When we create this line, we remember about where is the base of this acanthus. So here we draw the next one, and here a small almost lost leaf, but it is always here. So let's have a look at what we've got in the whole. So you see here, so let's delete everything what is not necessary at the moment. So yeah, and that's probably all. So we could add some lines here I was talking about before, and you could see that if we move slightly this here, it is bigger, definitely bigger. So let's copy it. Just to understand, have we done our work or not. So here it is relatively the same scale, so we could expect that, yeah, if we redraw with the same brush, it will be closely the same scale. So let's hide. Yeah, kind of pretty close by the scale. So this is That's probably all for today. I'm expecting your questions. I'm really expecting your questions because of, as I said, I'm not professional teacher at all. I do it for many years. I just may not understand where where to start asking what is important for people who only started or what is not important for people who only started. But this is the basic of how account draws, and what we have done today. Let's delete all those layers. Okay, see here, so we had this, and we come to this. Pretty big difference. I will probably change it again. I believe so, at least. I do not exactly like some of the, so it is a bit to compare to rosette, maybe the rosette. So anyway, this is the sometime. So never draw a portrait from one eye to another eye, or to another eye. It's the same here. So never say, okay, that's great, that's enough, because of, for example, the rosette may be a bit more, I would say, bumpy compared to this acanthus. Maybe we should find in its line the way to make it more bumpy as well, and it could be done by volume, not by the art, not by the overall shape of it. Yeah, maybe. But there are another element. So there is another rosette, the central rosette for coffered ceiling. So this is cornice, part of this console is the part of corbel console. I don't know, corbel probably. This corbel is the part of the cornice, and this rosette is the corner side, and there is another rosette, bigger, small, slightly bigger, for the coffered ceiling inside. So after I will draw the rosette, I will come back probably to this console corbel again. So that's all. Thank you very much. If you have a question, I hope you have questions, put them on. If you think that you are ready to move to ZBrush, and you think that all those drawings advices I give you today isn't important to you, say, feel free, because of, yeah, I understand. But actually, there are so many of the acanthus in here. Yeah, you will see here again what we have. Okay, let's analyze it. Okay, so if we draw over this, you will notice that the same rules are applicable here. It is a bit on another style of acanthus, but the same rules are applicable here. So we demonstrate the flow by showing by the, so I emphasize now to you the, so again here, so we have here the flow, and again I emphasize for you this, and we have here the direction, and so we emphasize, so it is everywhere here, on every step, on every. So this is the basic of the anatomy for acanthus again here. So we have a slightly broken line, yes, and that's why, because of we have here the direction of this acanthus. Okay, and again here with the direction of this acanthus. So, and here the direction of this acanthus. So this is the very basic understanding of this will lead you to understanding why here again you see here again is a corner kind of. Okay, so don't draw smooth line, never. Show to people where the line is broken, why it is broken, and even here you see there's slightly, so all the time when you draw smooth line, oh, okay, there are some. Anyway, so I missed some of, but anyway, so again, broken line. So don't draw smooth line. Show the way it is broken, why it is broken, what it's from, and that's the advice of mine. Okay, so I have finished. Okay, so see you later. I hope I will do it at least once a week, maybe more often. So guys, bye, see you.